Hey friends, Dory here for GameReactor. I'm currently in Paris taking a look at the upcoming games being published by Focus Interactive, and this little title here just got announced. So, what is Fear the Wolves?
Well, it's a first-person shooter in the Battle Royale genre, and it is set in the Chernobyl exclusion zone with some radiation advancing on the players, with anomalies around the map, with some mutants, and with some hardcore kinds of gunplay, and a lot of other cool elements such as dynamic weather and day and night cycle, and a bunch of other features we're preparing.
I can hear the people watching there, fans of the Stalker franchise, getting tingling. Oh, Chernobyl, and of course Vostok Games. A lot of companies have been chasing the feel of Stalker, and now it seems you're bringing that to the Battle Royale genre.
Yeah, kind of building our own game in the genre was maybe just our own kind of feel and of the atmosphere and the immersion the players need to have, and of course we're using the best of experience we had with the past developments like Stalker and Sevarium. So trying to deliver our own vision of that. Yes.
So now, tell me a little bit about how, like, when you drop into the game. Of course, we're talking Unreal Engine 4 that you're working on, and in terms of just the gameplay, because it's not pure player versus player. There is also some PvE elements.
Yes, absolutely. So on top of just traditional kind of PvE combat, we have some elements like PvE monsters. So these will be roaming around the map, just creating additional challenges for the players, like guarding, some interesting, loot points where you could potentially find some better loot, for example, or running away from the massive radiation wave that will be advancing on the players, just to indicate the players that there's something wrong going on. So, but ultimately, creating this tension and atmosphere of survival for the players, because on top of the mutants, there will also, for example, be the spots of radiation, spots of anomalous zones that the players will need to avoid in order not to get damaged. So really trying to build the atmosphere of like tense survival on the battlefield, and they should create some cool emotions with it.
And now, of course, with looting, you have weapons attachments and armor, but there are some equipment that you can get that can actually give you a tactical advantage being in an irradiated zone.
Yes, you're right. So there's a possibility to find a lot of items that you can customize the character with, and also the gunplay that we are trying to achieve is creating the more like hardcore, realistic kind of gunplay with bullet physics, with modifiable weapons, so you can apply different attachments to your guns like scopes and tactical grips, so you can play with just tuning your equipment and your weapons, at the same time. We have some other elements like day and night cycle that actually affects the gameplay, and also some different weather effects that actually the viewers of the match will be able to vote for and choose for the players to. So that's going to be like an X factor, sort of an unpredictable kind of effect that will apply the whole map on the whole map. So there will be a lot of challenges for the players. Therefore, yeah.
And those weather effects, they're not just visual; they actually affect gameplay as well.
Yes, absolutely. So if it's like strong wind, you cannot shoot accurately. So because it's really hard to aim. If it's the dense fog effect, the visibility drops dramatically. Or if it's extremely hot, you cannot run long distances. You get exhausted very fast. So things like that will be part of that visual, part of that weather effect thing.
Now, with the Battle Royale genre, it's all about massive amounts of players playing together on one. What is the player count that you're aiming for a match?
So we are aiming several play modes. The first one is sort of the classic Battle Royale, where we plan to have 100 players on the map. The map that we are building is pretty huge, it's 25 square kilometers, so there will be a lot of areas to explore with some landmarks of Chernobyl's zone and some other interesting places to explore. And
then you have a squad mode as well.
Yes, and some other modes like squad survivals, where we plan, still needs to be tested, but maybe 2 to 4 players squads fighting with each other. And on top of that, we're planning designing some other unique, sort of more unique modes of play for the genre. So that's going to be introduced further on. Because, well, we see it as kind of game as a service thing, since it's purely online multiplayer game. So that's going to be developing through time.
And of course, like I said, the game has just been announced, but you are aiming for releasing this year, I believe.
Yeah, it's a quick production, so we started last September to do the full production thing, and we're aiming to release this year. Yeah, so stay tuned. There will be a lot of news coming soon.
Yeah, stay in tune indeed. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for coming over. It's a pleasure.